We'll connect up here. And there he is.
Not outside.
Oh, bummer, man. I was hoping to see you frolicking through the snow.
Well, I was going to, and then the wind was ripping, and then I would have gloves on, and it's like a mess. So I'm here in my little gym.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's I don't know what happened, but the last like 10 minutes or not 10 minutes, an hour or so, it's been real windy over here.
Yeah,
just picked up, man.
It is.
So,
it's a winter wonderland out there.
Oh boy, is it ever! You got your coffee? Nice. I've got
a little. What do you got?
Mine's sponsored by. This episode is sponsored by Belega.
Really? Thank you, Belega.
Well, thank you for the free mug. That's kind of
it.
Yeah. But
my version is sponsored from the infrared Doctor heater.
Wow, that thing's cool. What does that do?
It's an infrared light. Yeah, it warms up my whole little gym in here. So basically, we set up half of our garage as our home gym, and between that and the little radiator heater, it's warm. We get our workouts in. It's nice.
Man, I'm a little jealous. Not gonna lie.
Well, maybe if you're good, Santa will bring you one for Christmas.
An infrared heater? I don't know. That wasn't really on my list, but I'll take it. Why not, right?
Yeah, you'd be dumb not to take
it. So today I thought, since it's winter wonderland outside, we'd talk a little bit about running in the snow. Actually, I think you suggested that yesterday when I saw you.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are still trying to get their runs in, and the snow is going to pose some obvious challenges and risks, but also some not so obvious ones. So we can talk about those.
Right. So I know that
you as an experienced New England runner. So what do you like? What's your first thought about running in the New England snowstorm?
So if I'm honest, my first thought is maybe I don't run today. Which I think, sometimes is not a bad choice, right? So, like, if it's blizzard outside, like maybe right now where it's really coming down, super windy, maybe you wait a little bit till it's calmed down. They can clear the roads out for you, and you can have a little bit of a safer run. And if it's like really bad and you kind of still want to get your run in, you could always, if you have the option, hit a treadmill or cross train, do something else. Maybe work on the old core, do some single leg exercises. I've heard those are good.
Are those beneficial for runners? I didn't hear that.
Beneficial. Single leg and the row too. The row's really good. Yeah. But yeah, so I think it is a good opportunity maybe to slow down, take a step back, maybe do some other things, hit the treadmill, and try to stay fit in other ways.
Yeah.
And my apologies for the screaming child in the background.
Oh, I thought that was Christine because she misses you so much.
Yeah, please come back upstairs.
So you bring up a pretty good point, though. You bring up a really good point is that you got to look at the risk rewards, right? So going out for a run right now, just check that box that you got your run in the middle of howling wind, not cleared roads, distracted drivers, the visibility's not great. It might not be the best idea to get out there right now, right?
Right.
Exactly. You don't want to risk your life, never mind, just simple injuries, just to get it in, where get some cross training in.
Miles wants to say hi, but that's a great idea.
Can we say hi?
Hey, Miles.
Hey, buddy. What's up, Miles?
Hey, say hey. You guys can come down and hang out with me. Sorry, he's just losing his marbles. But you're right. So, like, it's a good opportunity to cross-train and get some of those other things in,
Yeah.
Because I feel like as runners, we always feel this, like, weird pressure to get our run in, Yeah. And so sometimes it can be like a weight that you really don't have to have it. You're not going to like lose your fitness in one day. So, I mean, it does go quickly, but not that quickly.
No, not that quickly.
Right.
Yeah. And but that's a problem a lot of runners have is especially when they get all these wearable metrics on them and they're worried about checking the box. So they're on a streak. Runners love streaks.
Oh,
You
yes.
run 48 days in a row. I can't stop now, and I get that. But maybe you just got to time it a little bit better. Like today, if you're on a streak and you got to go out there and run, wait till the plows are off. You don't want to get hit by a plow. Like, that's not fun.
No.
And yeah, you don't want to make stupid decisions just because you're checking a box or, hitting a number. Just got to be careful. It's a great time to work on something else to improve your running, and not risk that injury or something harmful that could be happening out there.
Right. And if you are going to go outside, there are some like tools that can make your run like a little bit safer. You want to make sure that you are super visible. So, those plows and cars that are on the road can see you, obviously. And there are some what are called yak tracks. We call them yak tracks, but it's a brand of like device that goes on the bottom of your shoe to give you better traction when you're out there running. Because I know I've gone out in the snow a few times and had took some tumbles, So having like those yak tracks on the bottom of your shoes will help just keep you upright when you're out there. I've also noticed too that like shortening the stride, taking quicker steps, and trying to keep my feet underneath me as opposed to like, overstriding and getting my foot too far out in front of me will help me feel like a little bit more stable. And if there are some slick patches, maybe prevent me from, eating it, as they say.
Yeah, exactly. Those like heel strikers that really have a long stride and tend to overstride. Mm-hmm. It's not so harmful to hit the snow, but what's under the snow. Like if you hit some ice underneath there and your heel's out in front of you, that heel's going to keep going. Then you've got anything from a strained hamstring to a torn ACL to all sorts of other pretty bad injuries that can happen. Yeah. And on the other end of the stride, if you're pushing off on an icy patch, and the foot slips behind you and you're slipping forward, now you could strain some muscles. You can fall forward on your arms. I've had people break bones in their hands and wrists because of things like that as well. So that's a great point. Keeping a smaller stride, a quicker cadence. We call it like a quick feet type of run. It's not gonna look Instagram worthy, the stride, but it's gonna keep you safe. Right? Yeah. That's a great point. And the yak tracks. So Yak Tracks is a brand, right?
Yeah.
And those fit all sneakers. You guys sell them at the store. You just slap them on your shoes, and it's like the chains for your tires, right?
Right, exactly. It's like the chains for your tires, exactly. So it's got like they have two versions. They have like just kind of the regular version. Well, they probably have like multiple things for like different activities. But we carry like the Pro version and then the Run version. Pro version's gonna have like just coils on the bottom of the yak tracks, and then the Run version has the coils in the heel and then like a little spike plate in the forefoot. So
nice.
Just to help dig into the ice, so when you are toeing off, you don't take a tumble.
Yeah, I got you. That's awesome. And those aren't very expensive. So every runner in New England should have a pair of those.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Even if you don't run, like if you're out there shoveling the snow, get some of those yak tracks on your boots there, and you'll be loving life.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think they only go for like $30, $30 or $40. So yeah, good investment for sure.
Not bad. Another Christmas gift. We didn't talk about that in last week. Great.
Right, little stocking stuffer.
Head over to Roadrunner. Get your lovable runner a set of yak tracks.
That's it. So do you find that you do get like an increase in like those hamstring injuries, like the snow-related injuries because of this stuff?
So I wouldn't say we have an increase, but we definitely had people come in and they tell their story, and it starts with a snowy run. And what we've seen is like a strained hamstring from hitting a slippery patch, but also for people not necessarily hitting slippery patches, but are running through, and they're trying to combine like snowshoeing and running and trekking. They get a lot of hip flexor injuries because they're pulling their foot up out of the snow. It takes they got to pull their foot up higher than they probably normally would. So we see a lot of hip flexor injuries that might present themselves as low back pain. So that's for people who are like getting out on the golf courses or trying to stay safe off the roads. There's about 10, 12 inches of snow out there right now.
Yeah.
And if you're running through that and you got a good winter, like all-terrain type of shoe on, you can kind of go through there. But you just got to be careful. And it's not a career-ending injury, but it can kind of set you back for a couple weeks.
Yeah. So, I think I had a buddy who's big into like snowshoeing, and I don't think he got injured or anything, but he did say it's like a huge like quad blaster, man. Getting that leg up out of the snow is brutal.
Yeah, it's a lot. So if we've talked about cross training before, great way to cross train right now would be cross country skiing.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I've seen some folks on Blackstone Boulevard who do that.
Yeah, they're all over the place. You don't need you don't need a big cross country like trail somewhere. Here we have the country club, and people are out on the golf course on cross country skiing over there. People are just on the side of the road in Providence or on Blackstone Boulevard. It's great. There's no impact. You get a great cardio workout, hitting your glutes in a slightly different pattern. That and snowshoeing would be two great cross-training forms of cross-training for someone who doesn't want to just go out there and run and risk injury or getting hit by a plow.
Right, yeah. I think that I've read somewhere that those cross-country skiers, they're like some of the fittest athletes in the world. That's like a solid workout. You got to get the arms going too. So solid.
It's like cross-country skiing and rowing. Like those guys are fit. Those guys and gals, they're just cardiovascular ninjas. Like they're awesome.
Right, like next level. Next level fit. Cool. So, what are some of the kind of other things we should focus on if we aren't going to go out for a run? I know it's probably the usual thing we talk about in every episode, but if I don't want to go out in the weather outside, 3 things I should do instead.
Well, depending on what you need the most, we've used that term, work on your lowest hanging fruit. Today would be a great day to get some foam rolling in and work on your mobility and stretching if that's something you need to do. Yeah. Great day to do some run strong, strengthening exercises, or just some sort of cross training. So if you have an indoor bike or treadmill, jump on there. If you're not going to work and you're stuck at home, let's use the time wisely. Get on the ground, work on some of the mobility. So whatever you need the most of. Like for me, I'm in my gym. They got the heater on. I'm going to start, as soon as we hang up, I'm going to start foam rolling and work on my mobility and then do a little strengthening.
Look at you. I'm going to go upstairs and drink some hot chocolate.
Well, you got a little influence over there that just wants to play and cuddle.
I know. We're going to have a blast. Although we got to go shovel the snow. Maybe I got a question for you.
Oh, shovel snow. All
Shoveling snow, man. So that might replace my workout for the day.
It could.
So, are there injuries that you see related to shoveling snow? And, how can I not get those?
Yeah, so we see a lot of lower back and shoulder injuries typically with it. You probably want to warm up a little bit. Like wake up your core before you get out there, because shoveling is a great core back glute exercise. So what I would recommend, do a little bit of a warm up first. It sounds silly, and I know people are probably
warm up. I don't warm up. No, man.
Yeah, so people don't even warm up and they run, and now I'm telling them to warm up while they shovel snow. But we probably see more injuries due to the shoveling than the running, to be honest with you. So
I can imagine, yeah.
So get a little warm up, wake up your core, do some bridges, do some bird dogs, do some planks, just get everything ready. Start off with small shovels. Don't go right for the big moundfuls. And if it's really high, just take a top layer off. So instead of going all 12 inches, instead of going all 12 inches, maybe take 6 inches off the top, and then the next one you're scraping the driveway. But take your time, switch sides. Don't always have your right arm as the pushing arm on the handle.
Okay.
Maybe you do 3 or 4 minutes with the right arm back, then switch 3 or 4 minutes with the left arm back. Take breaks. You know, if you got a big
I
drive,
love those.
yeah, everyone loves a break. But don't do an hour of shoveling. If you're like hammering away, that's a lot of work. So give yourself a break. Get help. Those of you who've got kids old enough to help shovel,
Yeah.
get them off the screens right now. Get them out of school. Like my kids are in distance learning. That's not important. They got to
Yeah, whatever. We got a driveway to shovel.
algebra, history. Yeah, we got a driveway to shovel.
Yeah.
But yeah, so take breaks. Wake up your core ahead of time.
Mhm.
Don't take on a load that's too heavy to handle, and you should be okay.
All right. Cool.
Sound good?
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Especially the brakes part.
Yeah.
And maybe you get a snowblower. You know.
You know, I did. I finally gave in a couple years ago. I was just like,
Did you?
all right, enough's enough. Yeah, it helps.
See,
man.
it does. Good, because I just ordered one. I forgot. Like I'm like, I'm gonna get a snowblower, and then I forget to actually buy it, and then it
Yeah.
snows, and I'm like, I gotta get the snowblower.
Right.
So I bought one yesterday,
Nice. When's it
but
coming?
it's gonna be here Saturday, so I think I'm gonna have to shovel this go round. Next
Yeah.
one though, it's gonna be fantastic.
You're ready. You're ready.
I'm ready to go.
Awesome.
All right, cool. So, shoveling, injuries, typically lower back stuff. Should I lift with my legs? Everybody always says lift with your legs.
Yeah. So a nice kind of straighter spine. You don't want a round turtle back. You want to be more like a squat type of position. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Lift with your legs. Warm up. Wake up the core. Take breaks. Use
Yeah.
the young muscles and the young spines in your house to help.
Right, I'll get Miles out there.
Give Miles a shovel.
He's ready to go.
Teach him how to use the snowblower when it comes in. He'll be fine.
Yeah, right? You use the snowblower, bud? All right, we're going to hit the road.
All right, man.
This guy is ready to go
Hi,
crazy.
Miles.
Say hi. Well, thanks for the combo, and
Yeah.
I hope you have a wonderful snowy day.
Yeah,
Get
you
your
too.
workout in, and I'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Stay safe, everybody. See ya.
Take care.